Hi guys, my name is Shane. I'm starting my art business from zero. I have no clue if this is gonna work out, but I'm gonna try it anyway. As I mentioned in my last video, I don't want to start a hustle business. I want to romanticize my art. I want to have fun along the way. And yeah, I'm gonna take you through my journey from my struggles, the whole artistic process behind it, the business strategy, finding print partners, and so on. So I hope you can join me and learn from my win and fails. Today I'm gonna take photos and videos for Etsy shop and write descriptions. I think it's gonna take a lot of time because I have to count how many paintings I have. I only have the original work, so I also want to offer prints. So this means I need to find also a print partner. This is gonna take a bit time because then I need to order samples and yeah. So, but I will just take you with me and yeah, let's start. So guys, I started to take photos and videos of my paintings and I noticed that for the photos for Etsy shop it's the best when you take them horizontally. And for the videos, both can work. I tried both and then I will see what looks the best. And actually I think it makes sense, to show different variations of the photos. So I took some photos where the background looks simple. I took photos where the background is, with some decorations so that the viewer has different variations. And I did some close-ups and some, from a bit far away. And lighting is very important. It's like really, if you're taking photos, lighting is the most important factor, I would say. So I tried, to use just sunlight because it looks very natural. While taking the photos, I got frustrated because I noticed that there are some waves on my paintings. I don't know if you can see it, but here there are some waves, and yeah, it's because the paper is not thick enough. So I checked it up. This paper is around 120 gram per square meters, which actually, shows how heavy and how thick the paper is. And the higher the number, the thicker and the heavier the paper is. So the best option is actually for professional paintings, like artists who want to sell. I think it's around 300 gram per square meter, especially for what I'm doing. I'm using ink and I'm using usually ink and a little bit of acrylic colors. So that's why I ordered already new papers. So I'm in a learning process and I'm developing and growing as an artist. So this was my new learning today, that the paper is too thin for my purpose. So the next step is to edit the photos and videos to choose which one I want to upload on Etsy shop. And then also write for all of them descriptions. And I think that's gonna take a while. So I ordered some materials based on what I've already learned, and I'm gonna unbox the packages and I'm gonna take you with me. Let's check this out. So those one-liners are actually with black ink. But sometimes I use words on the one-liners. For example, there is this one-liner that I did, and there is a word that says growth. And I like putting those words in different colors. That's why I ordered this one, this acrylic pump marker, to just, try if the consistency of the color are great, if I like it, and yeah, let's try it out. So I did some research and there are three main types of ink: dye-based ink, pigment-based ink, and the acrylic ink. And the dye-based inks are really bright and smooth, but they can fade or turn gray over time, so they don't have a big resistance to UV light. The pigment-based ink, they use real color particles, so they are more permanent and also light fast, and they are more resistant to UV light. And acrylic ink is basically pigment-based ink, or pigment mixed with an acrylic binder, and it dries waterproof and forms a thin paint-like layer, which makes it great for mixed media and layering. I don't want the paintings fade out after a few years, so that's why I would probably go for the pigment-based ink. So I also ordered this ink. It's called Indian ink. The brand is called Talents, and it's also a pigment-based ink. So I will have this and the Sennelier pigment-based ink. So I will, once it arrives, I will compare it. Yeah, what's the best for the one-liners? As I said, I'm still in the learning process, so I'm figuring out what is the best material for my work, for my original work, or in general, what is the best ink, what is the best paper. So I ordered two different kind of paper because, as I said, I was using this kind of paper, which is very thin. It's 120 gram per square meter. It's thin, and unfortunately it can get easily those waves, like you don't see it, and I think it's almost gone because I was scratching it inside of a book. But it's quite, it's not very stable. It's thin, and especially when I want to send it to my customer, I think I'm gonna be afraid that it will get waves. So that's why I ordered thicker papers. This one is from Canson. It's 300 gram per square meter. Oh yes, huge difference, guys. It's like, I don't know if you can see it, like it's so much thicker. I really like, if I compare these two, like the ones that are 120 gram per square meters and this one that is 300 gram per square meters, it's a huge difference, guys. It's like this one is really stable, really heavier, and yeah, really nice. This one is just thicker and heavier, exactly what I need. And it's a mixed media paper, which is really good for ink. So I'm gonna try it and see how it feels. It says it's medium grain. I'm not sure if that's gonna be good for me or bad. So I'm gonna try it. And this one is also from Canson. It's 250 gram per square meters. I just wanted to find, to see which works the best for me. And this is also a mixed media paper. Let's open it. So the higher the number, the thicker and the heavier the paper. So this is probably a bit thinner than the 300 gram per square meter paper. Oh, but this is smoother. Interesting. So this is like, this has the grain is really light. Does it say here anywhere? Here, fine grain. Got it. Okay, we have here fine grain, 250 gram per square meters. This is, here it says it's a fine grain. It's so much smoother. And this one is medium grain, and which you can see, it's not very smooth in comparison to the other one. So I'm gonna try now different kind of ink on the paper. So this is the Indian pink that is pigment based from the brand Talents. And then I will try the acrylic ink from Liquitex. And I also have already used the Winsor & Newton Indian ink. So this is actually the one that I have used for most of my paintings. So let's try and see. I think I like it. What I kind of notice is that it's not, the lines are not that precise, since it has, this kind of middle grain. So it doesn't feel like very smooth, as you can see. So I'm gonna try now the same ink on this paper, on the 250. Much smoother, guys. This is really, it feels much better, much smoother, and yeah, I mean, it makes sense because it's a very fine grain and it's almost smooth paper, and this one has these grains. So let's try now the acrylic ink from the brand Liquitex. I'm very excited about this one because I have never tried acrylic ink before. Let's see, this is the 250 gram fine grain paper. Nice. But I kind of feel like, I don't know guys if you see it, I feel like it's not as black as the pigmented ink that I have used. This side is much darker than this side. So the acrylic ink seems to be not very dark. So I'm gonna dry it and then we will see the difference again. And now let's try it on the 300 gram per square meter paper, which is middle grain. This side is actually smoother, I noticed. Interesting. So this is the front side and that's the back side. So far, I have to say my favorite one regarding the ink is the pigmented one and not the acrylic one. I think this is just, as it says, there are just more pigments, as you see, it's the color is just darker, and this is the acrylic one and it's a little bit lighter from the color. The same here, this is the thicker paper and is this side is also, this is the pigmented ink, this is also darker than this side. This has still to dry, but you can still see that the pigmented ink is kind of darker. And from the paper perspective, I would say I prefer the fine grain. But as I said, 250 gram per square meter is actually quite stable. It's heavy and it's not very thin. But I think next time I'm gonna go for the fine grain, but 300 gram per square meters paper. And now I also want to try these markers that I bought, acrylic twin pump marker. Now you see the color is coming out. Interesting. And so this has actually two sides. So this side has 4 millimeter, and this side is 1.5 millimeter. You know, writing these words in with a brush is really difficult. That was actually what I was trying to do all the time, but these ones are really amazing. I'm gonna definitely use it for my next project. So guys, this is it for today. I really hope you enjoyed the video. This is a learning process. I think I learned today a bit more about what materials I need, what is the best paper for me and the best ink. And my next priority is actually to do the one-liners, the paintings on with the new material, with the new paper, with the new ink, and to upload everything on Etsy shop. Yeah, this is the next priority, and I hope to see you for my next video.